The space race, a defining chapter in human history, unfolded against the backdrop of Cold War rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. Spanning from 1957 to 1975, this epic competition marked a quest for technological and ideological supremacy, with space exploration becoming the arena where these superpowers sought to assert their dominance. The genesis of the space race can be traced to October 4, 1957, when the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the world's first artificial satellite, into orbit. This momentous event sent shockwaves across the United States and the world. The Soviets' technological feat demonstrated their ability to reach space, raising concerns in the U.S. about the implications of Soviet superiority in rocketry and missile technology. In response to Sputnik, the United States established NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, in 1958, with the mission to lead American efforts in space exploration. The space race officially began, with both nations vying for significant milestones in space achievements. One of the most iconic moments in the space race came on April 12, 1961, when Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit the Earth aboard the spacecraft Vostok 1. Gagarin's achievement was a significant propaganda victory for the Soviet Union, highlighting their lead in manned space exploration. The United States, however, was determined to catch up. On May 5, 1961, American astronaut Alan Shepard became the first American in space aboard the Freedom 7 spacecraft. President John F. Kennedy set an ambitious goal to put a man on the moon before the end of the decade, declaring, "We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard." The Apollo program became the focal point of U.S. efforts to achieve Kennedy's vision. On July 20, 1969, the world watched in awe as NASA's Apollo 11 mission, commanded by Neil Armstrong, successfully landed the first humans on the moon. Armstrong's famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," echoed across the globe, marking a historic triumph for the United States in the space race. The moon landing not only fulfilled Kennedy's vision but also served as a powerful symbol of American technological prowess and achievement. The success of Apollo 11 was followed by several more lunar missions, with Apollo 17 in 1972 marking the last time humans set foot on the moon. While the United States celebrated its achievements in manned space exploration, the Soviet Union continued to achieve significant milestones in unmanned space missions. Luna 2 became the first human-made object to reach the moon in 1959, and Luna 16 successfully brought lunar soil samples back to Earth in 1970. The space race also extended beyond the moon, with both superpowers competing for supremacy in other aspects of space exploration. In 1971, the Soviet Union launched the world's first space station, Salyut 1, marking the beginning of long-duration human spaceflight. The United States followed suit with the Skylab space station in 1973. The era of intense competition in the space race began to wane in the early 1970s. Partly due to shifting geopolitical dynamics and changing priorities. The Apollo program was curtailed, and the United States and Soviet Union began exploring opportunities for collaboration in space. One of the most iconic moments of collaboration came in 1972 when the United States and the Soviet Union jointly carried out the Apollo-Soyuz test project. American astronauts and Soviet cosmonauts docked their spacecraft in space, symbolizing a thaw in Cold War tensions and opening the door to future international cooperation in space exploration. As the world looks to the future of space exploration, with renewed interest in lunar exploration, Mars missions, and beyond, the lessons and inspiration from the space race continue to guide our journey into the cosmos. The legacy of those early pioneers, who dared to reach for the stars, lives on as humanity continues its quest to explore the final frontier.